Good morning, everybody. I wanted to film a quick plan with me for this week. It is officially the week where the 1st of October falls, so I was really hoping that I would be able to lay a Halloween-themed spread, but unfortunately, due to the tariff situation, my TheCoffeeMonsterzCo order that's got some of the stuff I was wanting to use in this spread is not here yet. So we'll save that for another time. And I really hope that the Coffee Monsters Co. and the whole gang there is able to get a break from the stress of this whole situation, because I know they've been working like gangbusters trying to get everybody's orders together. So let's make do with what we've got and wish them the best, and we'll do a Halloween themed spread at a later date. So let's get this week cracking. As per usual, I like to pick one element and design a theme around it. So I thought instead of the Coffee Monsters Co. that I wanted to use, I was going to use this washi tape by Abby Sai, which is autumn themed. And I also have these forest animal themed embroidered stickers that I thought I might be able to use. And maybe some of this moody gray / black ink splotches. And then there's, some other stuff in there we might get to. Who knows where the day will take us. That's my cute little washi container for the month. But let's start with laying this stuff down. I think I kind of like this starting from here. So we're gonna lay this knowing that I'm gonna snip that tip off. I'm gonna line it up with the grid in my Hobonichi Cousin and just lay along the bottom. And we'll pick it back up on the other side. This is a pretty standard washi lay for me for a week, because I typically use the entire day on this week calendar view. But this last little bit of the day down here, I'm never awake that late, so I don't mind having some deco down that far. It's a good place for me to lay some washi. And we'll just put this back in the washi graveyard. At the back of my Hobonichi, I've got little bits and bobs, maybe across here. So that's gonna be a fun little way to recollect at the end of the year what washi that I used. All right, so that is the washi for the week. To go along with that, let's pick some autumnal colors. We'll go with an orange, a light brown, a green. We'll go with that one. And last but not least, let's do this yellow. That'll be a good color palette for the week. I always save the red for my pay attention. So the other ones are divided up between salon events, life events, flourish and plan events, and school events. Salon, school, life, flourish and plan. All right, so in this case, I think I want salon is green, school is beige, life will be orange, flourish and plan can be yellow. I almost always have a key on the sidebar. I've already forgotten what I said. I'll make this salon. I really enjoy these Right Tech brush markers because so far not a single one has bled through this Tomoe River paper in my Hobonichi. This one will be school events. Normally I would pick colors that are a little easier to differentiate between, but that's what you get for rushing, Rob. You didn't lay your colors down first. Maybe we'll throw a couple of these embroidered forest animals down before I junk the page up too much. I'm gonna hold on to that because this roll is kind of hard to wrangle. And sometimes it's easier to get this thing to stick together when I have that tape left over. So if there's a choice, I will always pick a fox. And since that's right on top, we're for sure using him. Ooh, his tail barely got on the page. All right, what else do we have? Kind of like this tree stump. This particular roll of washi is a little fiddly because these are all individual stickers just rolled onto a tape roll. So it's a cute bunny. Might put him to use. Maybe he can just live next to the tree stump. And layer him right on top. That works. That guy's a squirrel. Oh, and there's some birds too. All right, so the birds and the squirrel can go towards the top of the page for balance. I'll put the squirrel up here since I don't really use the calendar feature too much. And these birds can go on the other side for balance. So given the turn that this has taken, I don't think I'm going to use those ink splotches because that wouldn't really fit well with this theme. I think that might be it for deco for the week. I always do the stuff that does not change and is static every week in pen. And then usually just my work appointments I'll do in pencil because those are really the only ones that change. And there aren't any school closures this week to worry about, so I can just zip right across those. And then right after drop off, I go to the gym. Thursday at 2:30, we've got a parent-teacher conference at the school. That won't change, so it can go in pen. And then Sunday is my stepmom and Charles's wedding anniversary. Let's see here. like the way the tiny icons look laid over top of the color coding marker, because it makes it almost look like the backpack is orange or whatever color I've chosen for that week. Just another way to give a little extra flair to the setup. I know some of these setups can be kind of boring because I'm not giving a long speech, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. You know, you gotta have a downtime, a low-key, low-energy video. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. I think I have a meeting emoji. There we go. And we're going to draw a line around this so that it stands out bold to my eye. Do the same for when the housekeeper comes. Obviously that doesn't have to be bolded. Okay, I think, oh wait, maybe I can find a cute emoji for an anniversary. We might change the numbers too. I'm gonna get an autumn vibe going here. All right, we're gonna put some hearts down for this anniversary event. I'm gonna swap out this house that I laid for when the cleaner comes. If I take this off carefully, I can reuse this sticker. So I'm just gonna lay it back down on my sticker sheet. It's a reusable sticker sheet. And I'll use that another time. I got to that quick enough. And I'll lay this cute little autumn house cleaning emoji instead. Yes. And maybe we can have that cute emoji over there. And I'm gonna lay down some numbers up here. Since we're starting the month of October in the middle of the week. Helen is kind enough to provide some empty numbers, I think specifically for this purpose. So I'm going to start laying with the 1 and then choose a corresponding, I'm sorry, not a corresponding, an alternate for those other ones and handwrite those numbers on. But I want to make sure I don't duplicate. She was brilliant enough to make sure that she doesn't have these in a sequence that replicates or duplicates quickly. So I don't have to worry about it for these. But if I had just gone for this pumpkin, I would have had 2 pumpkins on the same page. So since I know we've got a pumpkin, a marshmallow, a mushroom, a leaf, an acorn, and this leaf, I can start here, or maybe I'll just go skip one so I don't have more than 1 pumpkin at all. I'll just go for the leaf and the T. This is a very well-designed product, you guys. It's little touches like that that make a huge difference when you're trying to come up with something creative. So hats off again to Helen for exceptional design skills. All right, so covered up those dates, so I've already forgotten what they are. We've got the 29th and the 30th. I'm using my Hobonichi hard brush tip because it will get into this tiny space a little easier than if I were to use the soft one, which the bristles spread a little bit more. So we've got a 29, perfect, and a 30. And then it starts with the 1st through the 5th. I see something I don't like. My 5 is crooked. So I'm going to carefully lift that off and put it on to where the 5 is not crooked, which means that the leaf tilts a little bit back. Everything else looks great. I will go ahead and fill in my work information and I'll post a photo at the end of this so you can see what the whole spread ended up looking like. As always, thank you so much for watching. And if you wouldn't mind, would you please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content and maybe even consider sharing it to help spread the word about this. And I really appreciate you guys. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Have a great day.